Hi Nisha. This video is for your John Thompson second grade book, page 60, I believe. It's a silly name song called Hinkey, Dinkey, Parley-Vous. It says World War song. I haven't quite looked up which World War song that is, whether it was one or two. Nonetheless, this is a really good, as it says, it's an arpeggio variations. These are broken chords. At the top of the page, they have a thing called preparatory exercise, which is in the key of F major, which is different than the exercise that is than the actual piece. The actual piece is, and also the time signature is different. Preparatory exercise is F major, common time, which is a 4/4. And then the actual song is in G major, and then the time is 6/8. So there's that difference, but the preparatory exercise is actually it's a great broken chord exercise. So let's definitely start with that. What did it say? When playing this exercise, roll the arpeggios from one hand to the other and try to play them so smoothly and evenly that the passages will sound as though they were played with one hand. So if smoothness, see the on this one, as you can see, the slur starts from the left hand pinky all the way to the right hand pinky, so it's supposed to be played in one fell swoop, very, very smoothly. And in order for these things to be very smooth, first, you have to have your hand position exactly there. You cannot be reading one note at a time. These are broken chords, so your hand has to be in the chord position. And sort of like, so have your hands ready. And then, after you have those 4 notes, 4 for each hand, so total 8. And then you start from the bottom. It's a bit of a reach for the right hand because you're doing the octave. So if you can't quite get the pinky, at least get the 1, 2, 3 on. Have that ready. So the first set of notes is okay, and then next one, we shift hand very quickly. So have your hand there. Oh, I just realized the fingering is 5, 4, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 5. And last part is a little bit tricky, especially if you go fast. So left hand has to go straight back. Okay, so that's a bit of a challenge. So and you will well, of course you don't have to play so fast. I'll slow it down. Repeat. Okay, so that's your exercise. Make sure, again, have those ready before and know to shift this position, and if you could play back and forth fast, that's good. And again, the last measure, the fourth measure, is also so you probably want to practice separately because it's a completely different kind of playing. Okay, so after that is out of the way, let's go to the actual song. The actual song is in 6/8 time, but when I teach this, I always want you to be able to play without breaking up. So let's just look at the first four measures, the top line. So if you as written, this is how you play. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so this to come out successfully, you really need to be able to play. be able to play as chords. Okay. And so the first 4 lines, that's what you want to be able to do before you do. Okay. Okay, so that's the first line. Second line, same thing, same pattern. As you can see, the rhythm is exactly the same. Say 1, 2, 2, and then ending. Okay, so that's lines 1 and 2. Be able to play them as. Okay, now line 3. As written, it'll be played like this. That's all broken chord too. So I would like you to be able to play the first measure of line 3, the first beat, second beat, so the first dotted quarter, and then the second measure, you can play all the notes all at once. So you want to practice like this. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then measures 3 and 4 similarly. Okay, so that's line 3. I'll play it all together for all 4 measures. Okay, now measure the line 4. Line 4, the first 2 measures are all written in chords, so you just need to practice as written. Okay, those 2 measures. And I did not have the correct fingering. I'll try again. Oh, I'm still wrong. Okay. So that's a 2, 1, 2. And then the last 2 measures, 1, 2, and then afterwards you will break it up. So the whole piece, if you can play as chords, you do want to be able to play it as chords first. 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's where you want to start. And it's similar to what you want to be doing the preparatory exercise. It's how would you say? By being able to play them as chords, it means that your fingers are already ready. You know, you're not finding note by note. You already know. So you have your hands in that position, and then same. That way, the legato, the big arc of the, you want, as it says, you want it to make it sound like it's played with one hand. And if you were not ready with each of the hand, each of the position of the finger, most likely you're going to wind up hitting hard, landing hard on the thumb, because the thumb, when it's not well prepared, you're going to wind up, landing onto it. And the thumb is one of those fingers that always wind up sticking out. Like, for instance, when you're playing the scale. If you record yourself and listen carefully, you might find, try one hand at a time. You most likely the thumb is the one that you will hear it to be louder, like consistent. That's very common, thing to happen. You want to, the more scale exercise you do, you'll be able to control the thumb better so that you don't land hard on it. And also, like another finger that's going to probably come out weaker are the 4 and the 5. Those are always the fingers that you have to, mindful to be prepared, better. That part. So that's in the case of a scale. This one is in broken chord, and you don't want it to be. You don't want that to happen. You want it to be nice and smooth. Especially the thumb is in the middle. The accent as written is on the first beat where the pinky is, and there's no accent where the thumbs are. So, again, that's another reason why your thumb should be well controlled so that they don't wind up, landing hard on on your keys. That's with the accent. And I am playing a little bit faster because it says con anima. It means with movement, with motion, animated. And whenever you have some sort of a like a lively type of time signature, you'd want to play in like 2 beats, 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a, almost like triplets. So that you would rather, instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, instead of that, you'll be counting 1, 2, 1, 2, so that you have that, more or less a 2-beat pattern. But before you get there, you do have to make sure that you get. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and so after you've got everything down, then the pedal comes in. Until then, just you don't have to worry much about the pedal at all. So that was on page 60. Now, if you look to the page 61, the John Thompson books are always written in a way that there are 2 very contrasting exercises on 2 pages or in 1 single page. And this is one of those things. We won't start on the deep river just yet because it's actually quite hard because of the 3 flats and the very often changing hand position. But that one also has a more elaborate broken chord type exercise in it. So yeah, we will get started on that after we're done with this Hinkey Dinkey Parley-Vous. Yeah, good luck. Bye.